Welcome back to the BMX Podcast. In this episode, we're going to be going over the top 5 best BMX racers. So let's get into it. First off, we got to start with our criteria. We'll have 2 main categories: what you won and who you won against. Obviously, the only real way to tell who's better than who is who has more accolades. But those accolades can't be looked at in a vacuum. It's also important to know who was won against. That means more recent wins are going to be valued a bit more because it's against higher level competition. There's also something to be said against a certain rider being levels above the competition, even if it was slightly worse competition. At my number 5 spot, I have Sam Willoughby. Known for his aggressive and sketchy style, Sam's most notable achievements are a silver medal at the 2012 Games, that and 2 World Championships. Sam's career has been defined as the rider who was never able to put it together in the finals. He won each of his qualifying rounds and his semifinal in the 2008 Olympic Games, but he finished 8th in the main. While his resume is already impressive, he really wasn't far off from 2 gold medals in the Olympics. He even did well in his semifinals at the 2016 Games with 2 firsts and a second, securing a spot in the finals. He finished 6th, but at 3 separate Olympics he proved he's a serious top contender. Unfortunately, because he did struggle to put together, Sam has to sit at the number 5 spot. In the number 4 spot, I have Connor Fields. Fields is one of the most famous riders for his big personality and intense riding style. Unfortunately, in the 2021 Summer Games, Fields crashed while leading a semifinal and was forced to retire early from the near-fatal crash. Today in 2025, Connor's only 32, which is still very much in your prime for a BMXer. The current world champion and gold medalist is just about to turn 34, so we don't really know what Connor could have done with a few more years of his prime. Connor's resume is still impressive though. Obviously, he won the 2016 Summer Games. He has a good performance in 2012 as well, and a promising performance in 2021. He's been the winner of the World Cup twice, and has also been the runner-up twice, and only once for third. He's a 3-time world champion, 1-time USA BMX number 2, and 2-time USA BMX number 1. What Connor was able to do in the short amount of time he was able to do was spectacular, and that's why he sits at the 4th spot. My pick for the 3rd best BMX racer of all time is Nick Keenan. Keenan's sort of like an enhanced version of Connor. He's a little smoother, a little crisper, in my opinion, just a little better. Resume-wise, he sits firmly ahead of Connor. He tied Connor's performance in the Olympics with a gold medal in 2021 and a good performance in 2016. He's finished 1st in the World Cup 3 times and placed 2nd 4 times. He's a 3-time world champion with 4 second places. He's also been the European champion 3 times. For someone who in modern day looks more and more beatable by the best in the world, it's easy to forget just how much he's done. Not only is he ahead of Connor Fields in terms of accolades, he's also done more as a YouTuber than him. Connor's the 3rd largest BMXer with 26,000 subscribers, and Nick's the 2nd largest with 61,000. Overall, Nick's had an amazing career, and while he isn't winning every single race, he always has a chance. After a poor performance in all of 2024, he still managed to hold off the World Championship while being incredibly sick, with heart problems as well. The heart problems were so serious that he had to pull out of the Olympics for it, and he still managed to hold off the World Championship. It says a lot about his skill. Despite all this, my number 2 pick definitely clears Nick's accomplishments. And my number 2 pick is Maris Strombergs. Maris was the first dominant champion BMX has ever seen. Sure, there's been old riders who won a lot, like Donnie Robinson, Mike Day, but they were still losing a lot. From the years of 2008 to 2014, if Maris entered a race, it would be an upset for anyone else to take first from him. He won the first 2 gold medals in the Olympics, making him the 2-time champ before anyone else was even the 1-time. He won the World Championships twice and the European Championships twice. Considering BMX is such a new sport and so much smaller than other sports, it's hard to find good, complete information on some of the older riders. It's almost impossible to find the complete resume of anyone who competed before 2010. The craziest thing is that because of this, his resume could have been even better, but we simply don't know all the races he's won. And there weren't as many competitions to win. He has no World Cup wins because there wasn't a World Cup. No USA BMX wins because there wasn't a tournament circuit. All in all, this puts Maris solidly at 2nd, and to nobody's surprise, my number 1 pick is yours.a. As he's been nicknamed Mr. Consistency, he's not left the top of the sport in years. He's a 4-time world champion with 2 seconds and 5 thirds. 5-time USA BMX champion with 1 second and 1 third. He's a 2-time World Cup winner with the 2nd and 3rd. He's a 2-time European champion. And most spectacularly, he's the 4th gold medalist with a good performance in 2021 as well. Without even getting into how he races or who he beat, his resume alone solidifies himself as the GOAT. It only gets better when accounting for who he won it against. The 2024 Olympic Games, he beat a prime Romain Mayhew, who's looking like someone who could make an argument for being top 5. He also had to go against a hungry Sylvian Andre, Cam Wood, and Cam Larson, but he beat them all, going almost undefeated at the Olympics. He won the World Championship at Rock Hill this year. Started to look like number 4 ranked Nick Keenan was going to pass him, but Joris used his move-making skills to put himself in the first, which he easily held for the rest of the race. Another less known but still notable achievement is his 14 national wins in a row. This feat is truly incredible considering that's 5 separate track wins in a row, at least. And he had to learn them better than the other pros who raced against who surely knew the tracks more better than him. Even still, he managed to win 14 races in a row, no matter what gate he got, no matter what the weather was like, he won 14. It's one of the most dominant showings of all time. That's it for this podcast. Thank you for watching and see you in the next episode.